Get our first check of the weather from Dylan. She's in for Al. Rough weekend for some people.
It is. And look at the Dallas area. Just south of it, we had a lot of thunderstorm activity, cloud to ground lightning, torrential downpours. Same goes for southeastern Oklahoma into parts of Arkansas and northern Louisiana, too. We also have some heavier rain moving through Atlanta. And here are the outer banks of North Carolina dealing with some of that heavier rain, too. So it is very active. And where we have a lot of this heavier rain, we do have flood watches and flash flood warnings in effect. Those red boxes where the flash flood warnings are. The rain is just coming down just in buckets right now. So much rain. That's going to cause delays at the airports, on the roads, too. A lot of areas up across I-80 will see some slowdowns because of the rain, but it's more or less down south and into the southeast where we've got our most impacts because of that heavier rain. Oklahoma City, Dallas will likely see some delays at the airports, but Atlanta could end up with some of those delays, too. As for severe storms, it's this area in orange that does include San Angelo into Waco. That's where we could see tennis ball-sized hail, and that could cause some damage once those storms continue through this morning and into this afternoon, too, Laura.
All right, Dylan, thank you for that.
We want to turn now.
Really going to the theater this weekend because of the weather.
I know, and the weather's not great. What do? You go to the movies, and it certainly has been gloomy, rainy, fairly cool for this time of year as we unofficially kick off summer, but it feels still a little bit like winter out there. We've got temperatures only about 66 degrees in Chicago, 55 in Rapid City. That's 14 degrees below average. So we are dealing with those very much below average temperatures. Kansas City only 63 degrees, Milwaukee in the upper 50s, Cincinnati 68 degrees tomorrow. We will start to feel more late spring, early summer like as we finish off the week. Columbus in the mid 70s, New York upper 70s by Friday. Richmond, Virginia gets into the lower 80s. Charlotte too, lower 80s by Thursday and Friday. We do have a chance of severe storms today, especially across Texas where we have our best chance of large hail, tennis ball sized hail possible. Also can't rule out an isolated tornado too. Otherwise, just really heavy rain in that part of the country. That's a look at the weather across the country. Now here's a peek out your window. And that's your latest forecast.
Hey, stick here. You've got a little pop star.
Yeah, a little PSSP for you right now, guys. Who else has been missing this beloved TV boss? Fry's fourth season. And in a recent conversation on the UK's Capital FM radio show, his co-star, Hannah Waddingham, revealed this update on production. It's about it, but at least filming.
You know, that's Peter's celebrity crush, Hannah Waddingham.
Is it really?
Does that have to be outed right here?
I just felt like it was appropriate.
I love Hannah Waddingham. First of all, that show was amazing. It's worth rewatching if you haven't, but the idea that they're coming back for another season is
so fun. And she's awesome, so good choice.
Very good.
Solid choice. All right, we're looking forward to your full pop start just ahead. A Monday morning boost that's sure to brighten your day. A hilarious moment during a preschool graduation. But first, these messages.
We're going to have a talk at the break. For a look at the trouble spots today, Dylan, this is going to be a rough holiday for a lot of folks trying to travel.
It certainly is, especially if you're in and around eastern Texas, into southwestern Arkansas, northern Louisiana, parts of Mississippi. Lots of cloud-to-ground lightning, torrential downpours, too. We also have a chance of severe storms developing. We have flash flood watches and warnings in effect. These red boxes here indicate where we could see that flash flood occur just pretty much out of nowhere. And we are going to see that rain continue through this morning as it just ever so slowly moves to the east. So that's our area where we would see most of the slowdowns on the roads because of the puddling on the roads could make things very slow in that area. Also, the chance of tennis ball sized hail in parts of eastern Texas where we could end up seeing some damage because of that too. Delays in Dallas, delays in Oklahoma City are a pretty good bet. Denver, Kansas City, Nashville, and Atlanta could see some possible delays too when you get stuck in some of those heavier downpours. But again, the best chance of severe storms today will be across central Texas, San Angelo, over to Waco and to Lufkin, even into parts of northwestern Louisiana where we could see those large hail develop, but we can't rule out tornadoes either. So it's going to be a severe weather day for sure.
All right, Dylan, see you back in a bit. At least.
Fast for us.
Yeah, we do have some heavy rain falling down across Texas. It's starting to exit out of Dallas, but we are going to see more storms fire up across central Texas today. Large hail, wind gusts up to 65 miles per hour, a possibility, and some isolated tornadoes too. That's the one spot in the country where temperatures are on the warmer side in the 90s to nearly 100. Elsewhere, though, it's pretty much below average. 50s and 60s through the middle of the country, some 60s, barely low 70s through the mid-Atlantic as we look at high temperatures for this afternoon. Severe threat down south. That's where most of the rain, most of the delays will be. Even Atlanta could see some delays with some of those pockets of heavier rain. Looks really nice in the southwest, though. Temperatures seasonable for this time of year and a few showers in the Pacific Northwest. That's a look at the weather across the country. Now here's a peek out your window. And that's your latest forecast.
You're doing double duty, a little pop star for us as well.
It's a holiday. That's the way it works around here, right? So let's start on this Memorial Day Monday with Morgan Wallen. The country's superstar just hit another major career milestone thanks to this new album. Morgan Wallen fans?
Keeps cruising.
I know. He just crushes all the lists. All right, speaking of chart toppers, next up, Benson Boone. Last week, he released a new track celebrating his some sweet childhood home footage. Take a look. Right?
I love that. There's so many songs about love and, relationships, but about your parents, I appreciate that. Show respect.
Parents appreciate it, too.
Yeah, no doubt. Play that for our kids, right?
All right, next up, The Office. Guys, we have been talking about the spinoff a lot lately, and, well, I'll just let Michael Scott say it.
Had an expectation set going into it, so there's not any false hope.
Show.
Yeah,
exactly.
Still good though.
Well, Gleason's learning from the best in the paper biz. He has worked with youth.
Two of the best out there.
Yeah. I'm sure he got some pointers with that whole mockumentary style. All right, next up, Kate Hudson. Let's start this one with a little almost famous throwback.
Surprise that part, that's for sure.
All right, finally, Hugh Jackman, the Hollywood A-lister, is currently in the middle of his 12-show residency at Radio City, right across the street from us here in New York. And of course, we know he can act, he can sing, he can dance. But did you know he's a quadruple threat? Check out his fast feet at a recent show. On the right doing it with him, and she was so proud when he crushed
56 years young.
I couldn't do that at 6. If he's doing that at 56.
How many times could you even get the rope around?
Maybe once or twice. Jump roping is a real mental thing.
It's very tangled up in that thing.
Yes.
It'll be a whole big mess. That guy, I think he's the most talented performer in the country. The guy
He's
is
incredible.
He's totally one of a kind. Dylan, thank you. Coming up right here, we're gonna have some fun on the plaza, tapping into our inner child with ideas to keep kids